In the headlines, government takes tough stance on country's borders as positive COVID-19 cases climb to 7. Business owners warned against engaging in price gouging during the COVID-19 crisis. And the social distancing spurs decision by Booyah Band Triple K to take its music to patrons at home. I'm Andrea Louis with the Channel 5 News. Back with the details after this.
Avec Flow, animé on top up, sign up, quittez yo, every video join Flow. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
When you feel a sneeze or a cough coming, covering your mouth prevents the spread of germs. You probably knew that. But the way you cover up also matters, and that means breaking a habit you've held near and dear all your life. Cover your nose and mouth with your flexed elbow or a tissue, not your hands. Discard the used tissue immediately. Then wash your hands. Help stop the spread of germs. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
A message by the Health Promotion Unit of the Ministry of Health, Wellness and New Health Investment, Dominica.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Away $40,000 in cash, 2 bags of money plus a grand every Friday.
We're flowing better every day, and now we're making parties great. That's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up.
Top up.
$10 or more.
Sign up.
Just switch to Flow.
Get a plan.
1 gig or more. If you want to win cash galore.
With Flow.
Win a bag of money.
Cash out.
Get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? From Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or switch now to win. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, effective Thursday, all commercial air and sea access to non-Dominicans will be suspended.
The suspension will apply to all travelers, including Dominican citizens, effective Saturday, March 28. On Tuesday, Cabinet, health authorities, church, private sector and NGO representatives agreed to protect the island's borders and restrict movement to the greatest extent possible. This action comes in light of additional COVID-19 cases, which now takes Dominica to 7. This spread takes Dominica to level 3 in the fight against COVID-19, and that has forced government to take a closer look at border security.
This order relates to all commercial aircraft, as well as non-essential service-oriented pleasure craft. The same order of March 28th applies to ships, boats, and yachts not visiting Dominica for the express purpose of bringing vitally needed cargo and other supplies to this country. All air and sea arrivals must henceforth be granted permission to enter by the Office of the Chief Medical Officer. This suspension shall remain in effect until further notice. Dominicans abroad wishing to return home in the short term should act now to schedule travel within the time frame of this order. The same applies to Dominicans and visitors desirous of leaving Dominica. You have but a short time to do this.
Meantime, contact tracing is continuing since 5 additional cases of COVID-19 were confirmed here on Tuesday. Contact tracing is critical as there is a possibility that wider transmission could have occurred.
We do not wish as a nation to expose ourselves to the possibility and probability of additional imported cases. We need to take hold of the situation as is and manage the cases we have, both those already identified and others we suspect will surface in the days ahead. Accordingly, the issue of border protection and border control comes sharply into focus.
In other top stories, Dominican business owners warned against engaging in price gouging during the COVID-19 pandemic. Julian Morris tells us more.
Dominica is recognizing a month of activities in light of World Consumer Rights Day, where individuals are made more aware of their rights and needs as consumers. Shortly after Hurricane Maria, consumers were concerned about price gouging. Secretary of the Dominica Consumer Protection Association, Anthony Scotland, says concerns have been brought forth by consumers that a similar situation may occur as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic.
A lot of people have been meeting me and talking to the executive officers on that matter of price gouging. And definitely this is a problem in Dominica where I think it's the lack of legislation or someone scrupulous businessmen figured that the time they can make money on people. I mean, we saw that after Mario. After Mario, there was a rapid spike in all different items. So you see, when you don't have regulation, I'm a strong believer of regulating a society. Without regulation, and you don't have people monitoring certain things or enforcement, it creates serious problem for the people.
The DCPA secretary calls on consumers to exercise their power to influence what they deem inflated prices. He urged shoppers to be better informed on the products which they purchase.
But the consumers have the power and authority because they are the buyers. They have to get smart, see what is happening around them, and sometimes you just don't buy certain product. Because even these hand sanitizers that we're promoting, you can actually clean your hands with soap and water and sanitize it with bleach also. People have got to be smart. They got to read. The only thing I find in our population, it doesn't read enough. They have a device in their hand they call a telephone, a cell. That have all the information on it. You have hundreds of libraries there in the cellular phone in your hand. So we need people to start making use of it and read on products and see where some of these products are detrimental to your health.
Scotland is calling on business owners to use their moral compass during this pandemic.
I think at this time you should really have a conscience. Not to see consumers are getting an increase in salary. They have the same salary to work with. Some of them might even lose their job. So why should you be putting up the prices in terms of creating a profit for yourself, and while you have the many will go in misery? So it's basically a conscience call now that you cannot be just taking advantage of people in an indiscreet manner like that.
As the COVID-19 pandemic continues to shut down what people know as normal, one group in Dominica is taking steps to adjust to the changing times. Triple K International, Dominica's leading bouyon band, has experienced a number of cancellations due to the pandemic. However, the band is rolling with the punches and is seeking an innovative way to bring its music to its fans.
We just want to ensure that the folks remain indoors, but they're also well entertained. So we're going to have, on May 2nd, the world first ever bouyon online fete. It's an online bouyon fete featuring obviously Triple K International, So persons could log on, and log on to our website. That's www.triplekinternational.com, and where they would be able to purchase access to the world's first ever Booyah online fete.
Joseph says this online fete will not only cater to Dominican patrons, but to all who would have missed out on their live performances over the next few months.
Carnivals that we usually participate in and we travel to got affected, and many persons have been asked to remain indoors and to stay quarantined to ensure that they protect themselves and protect their families, So we have decided that if they can't come out, why don't we come in? So Triple K Band put together this, what we call Fete Quarantine Volume 1. We call it Volume 1 because you never know how long this quarantine situation will happen.
You are watching the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
That's what I want, Daniel. That's exactly what I want. Oh my God, look at that. That's nice.
That's nice. The chance. Where do we start?
So you're ready to take on home ownership, but you don't quite know where to start? We get it. Here are 2 important things to remember when applying for your mortgage.
Visit your bank first. NBD, of course. Discuss with a credit officer how much you can afford before you begin developing your building plans. When purchasing land and building, transfer fees are about 11% of the property value. Savings can cover these added costs. Be smart, build your saving. Let us help. Call us at 255-2337 or visit any of our branches to discuss with us.
Si ou ni maladie HIV et bien maladie sexuelle, si ou pas protéger corps là ou sexe avec plusieurs monde, ça kay mette la vie ou en gros danger. Ou ka expose tout partenaire au poison et que tant ki ka vini avec maladie. Servi yo condom chaque fois ou ka ni sexe. Changer qui est important pour découvrir maladie à bonheur ou ça vivre en bonne santé même si ou ni maladie HIV. Prends responsabilité, protéger corps et puis les autres. Examiner corps. Aidez du bout si même maladie HIV et l'autre maladie sexuelle.
With Flow, when a bag of money cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? Yeah. From Flow.
Yo, check this. Flow is giving away $30,000 in cash.
Oh, yeah.
2 bags of money plus a grand every Friday.
With Flow is better every day, and now we're making parties great. That's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up.
Top up.
$10 more.
Sign up.
Just switch to Flow.
Get a plan.
1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore.
With Flow.
Win a bag of money.
Cash out.
Get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? Yeah. From Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or switch now to win. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
When you feel a sneeze or a cough coming, covering your mouth prevents the spread of germs. You probably knew that. But the way you cover up also matters, and that means breaking a habit you've held near and dear all your life. Cover your nose and mouth with your flexed elbow or a tissue, not your hands. Discard the used tissue immediately. Then wash your hands. Help stop the spread of germs. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
A message by the Health Promotion Unit of the Ministry of Health, Wellness and New Health Investment, Dominica.
Avec Flow, gagnez l'argent, on partit l'argent avec Flow. Gagnez l'argent, on gros sac l'argent. C'est juste ça pour gagner un gros sac l'argent avec Flow. And mettez on top up, sign up, quittez yo, et venez joindre Flow. It's It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Welcome back. Now that Dominica is at level 3 with an increasing number of COVID-19 cases, social distancing is about to take on much greater prominence. Prime Minister Skerrit says he is focused on containing the highly contagious virus, which is posing a significant threat to the social and economic aspects of the country. He says the goal at this time is to minimize the spread of COVID-19.
With immediate effect, all non-essential gatherings in Dominica must be contained to no more than 10 individuals. Essential gatherings for the purpose of this regulation can be defined as workplaces, supermarkets, public transportation, bus stations, health institutions, and any other as might be permitted by the Chief Medical Officer. Non-essential gatherings would therefore include restaurants, churches, sporting and recreational facilities, gyms, cinemas, nightclubs, bars, and most government offices, including the Financial Center and the Ministries of Government.
He has urged the business community to be innovative in its response to social distancing measures to continue their business in a responsible way.
If persons cannot gather inside a restaurant, then introduce take-out or pick-up service. You may also consider delivery. There is no need for a cessation of business activity around the country. The issue is not the conduct of business. It is the gathering and social interaction of individuals. Therefore, I am urging you to come up with creative ways of conducting your business that would not involve persons gathering and endangering their lives, as well as those of your employees and even yourself. Employees, be wise. Wherever and however possible, prepare and pack your lunch at home. Place your order early and arrange for pickup or delivery. Do not endanger your health by congregating in large groups. This virus feeds on the spread of droplets from one individual to another. If no one is in arm's distance to you, then it is unlikely they can infect you.
The Prime Minister has also called for the public to minimize visits to seniors and those with pre-existing conditions. The Prime Minister has warned that the economic losses from COVID-19 will be severe.
All echelons of society will be affected. Employers, employees, and the dispense of social services. As a government, we will have to act to cushion the impact on the most vulnerable. We will shortly be embracing the social partners again to discuss the ramifications of all this on all sectors and interests in the country.
The Prime Minister says while he is reluctant to do so, if he has to go to Parliament to legislate a change in the public's behavior, he will. And a list of requirements to the powers that be on how to better educate and assist the disabled community during the COVID-19 pandemic. Here again is Julian Morris.
Executive Director of the Dominica Association of Persons with Disabilities, Natalie Murphy, believes more can be done to keep the disabled community up to date on the latest developments regarding the pandemic. She says for the time being, the association is doing what it can to assist its membership.
As a responsible organization, we are taking steps to ensure that our community is educated and knowledgeable on the whole issue. Some of our members get in contact with us, we speak with them, some of them get the information, but we are concerned about those who may not be able to access the information, and we need to know what provisions are in place, what measures are initiated to cater to the needs of persons with disabilities.
The association is concerned in particular about individuals with sight impairment, those who are deaf and hard of hearing, also cancer survivors.
All these types of disabilities, you have to have separate programs to cater to their needs. Like for instance, when you have the public messages and announcements going out, how does the person who is deaf and hard of hearing get that information? Persons who are sight impaired, they use touch, they feel, yeah, and they have to be assisted by someone who can see. So they are in constant contact with people out there because they need to be assisted.
Suggestions including the use of a sign language interpreter and large font messages are among those being recommended to the relevant authorities.
We are thinking and saying that you should have video productions, and where persons who are hard of hearing, who are deaf, can see it. There are those persons who are deaf as well and hard of hearing who have the cell phones, and they make use of the cell phones. There are some persons who are sight impaired, but they have talking iPhones, so that information could reach across to them as well. We're also thinking of those who are mobility impaired, and they are, if God forbid that they come down with the virus and they have to be quarantined, and the caregivers, the caretakers who look after them, we have to ensure that their needs are met as well.
The DAPD operates under the slogan, "Nothing about us without us."
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Avec Flow, animete on top up, sign up, quitte yo, every video join Flow. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Away $40,000 in cash, 2 bags of money plus a grand every Friday.
With Flow is better every day, and now we're making parties great. That's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up.
Top up.
$10 or more.
Sign up.
Just switch to Flow.
Get a plan.
1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore.
With Flow.
Win a bag of money.
Cash out.
Get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? Yeah. From Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or switch now to win. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
To end the news, the headlines again. Government takes tougher stance on country's borders as positive COVID-19 cases climb to 7. Business owners warned against engaging in price gouging during the COVID-19 crisis. And social distancing spurs decision by Booyah Band Triple K to take its music to patrons at home. Feel free to access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Andrea Louis, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us tomorrow.